Hey, shalom, shalom, mishpocha. Welcome to another edition of Ray Bash's Ramblings, where I'm going to be talking about interfaith friendships. I'm your host, Rabbi Yehuda Ben Shomer. This can be a real confusing and touchy subject with a lot of people of faith because they don't want to go all the way to ecumenicalism, which the philosophy of ecumenicalism is, hey, let's just all love one another and let's just all accept one another. Their path to God is just as valid as my path to God, and their God is the same as my God. It doesn't matter if you call him Buddha, Zeus, or Allah, or whatever. And of course, we don't espouse to that. We totally reject that. But that doesn't mean that we cannot have an interfaith relationship based on friendship and mutual appreciation. There's a difference. And when you throw other things into the mix, such as apologetics and evangelism, it can cause an inner conflict with one's soul, because they think, can I be friends with somebody of a different religion and still maintain the integrity of my faith, my convictions and my beliefs, or does that mean I'm assimilating into theirs, or is that just blindly giving them a consensus to validate their faith, which I don't believe in? And so there's a lot of things, and another thing that comes up is like, well, if I'm their friend, what is our friendship based on? My faith says that I need to tell everybody else about the good news, and of course I want them to see my faith as I see it, and I want them to be a part of my faith. So can I have a friendship based on that? Now, whatever faith you are a part of, you are of that faith because you believe 100% that faith is correct, right, legitimate, and is the faith for you. And it's just natural for you to want everybody else around you to be a part of your faith because you believe it's true and it's valid. And that's fine. And there's a lot of beliefs and practices which within people's faiths that says you must go out and win others for the faith, blah 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 blah. But that doesn't mean that your friendship with somebody of another faith has to be based on that, because it is deceitful and it is conniving to have an ulterior motive of, oh, I'm just going to be friends with this person because my ultimate goal is to win them to my faith. That you can't have a friendship based on that. And let me tell you why. Because I was born and raised up in the Christian church. I converted to Netzari Judaism. Guess what happened when I did that? Me and my family did that. Many, the majority of our Christian friends dropped us like a radioactive rock. And you know what that told me? That told me that our friendship was only based on religion. It wasn't based on anything else. It was based on religion, and that was it. And because we didn't have the Christian doctrines in common anymore, they turned their backs on us. And so you can't have a friendship based on that. I mean, you can with other people of your faith, but your friendship better go beyond more than just religion. Your friendship with others of the same faith better go beyond your doctrines. Religiously, there's many religions that are connected, commonalities that are connected through Abraham. On a social level, you're friends with somebody else maybe because you talk side by side while you're working out at the gym. Maybe on a cultural level, maybe you like the same movies and you go out and watch movies together, or maybe you like hunting or fishing. And so there's many other aspects and commonalities that you have in friends that draw you together besides religion and besides faith. Faith is one of the strongest bonds, and that's great. But when you're dealing with people of other faiths that you're friends with, you cannot have religion to be that cornerstone or foundation of the faith. What you need to do when you're seeking out friends of other faiths, just simply to be their friend, is because you want to have mutual appreciation, you want to learn, you want an understanding about people of other religions and other faiths. So therefore, your stereotypes, your personal stereotypes, and the stereotypes that your own religion tries to impose on you, which views how they view every other religion out there, you need to be stripped of that. Because a lot of times religion and faith, no matter how well intending, can paint people with very broad strokes. They say, well, this person's of this faith and all of them are this way. Well, you know what? That's not necessarily true. That's why there are different denominations and different sects within one, under the umbrella of one big organized religion, such as Christianity, such as Judaism. Under Christianity, you have Methodist, Lutheran, Charismatics, Pentecostals, Baptists. Episcopalians, under Judaism, you have Orthodox, Conservative, Reconstructionist, Reform, Messianic, Nazari, Karaite, on and on and on. Under Islam, you have different sects of Islam. You have the Nation of Islam. You have Wasibism. You have the Sunnis and the Shiites and all this other stuff. So you can't paint everybody with one stroke. And I'm not talking ecumenicalism here. I'm talking about interfaith relationships. Now, how do you deal with the whole evangelism aspect of it? You know what? You just live your life. The biggest witness is you live your life, and you're their friend, not so the end goal could be that they could be saved, but because you love them as a person and you want to be their friend. And if they get saved in the process, that's all the better. That's great. So, when you be friends with somebody, and you're friends, truly friends, and you have no ulterior motives, then God is going to use your life when you live it out and practice your faith as you truly believe. Automatically, questions are going to be raised. Well, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why do you believe this way? Is it true that you believe that? And right there is the verbal open door for you to verbally witness to that person. And you need to pray that the Holy Spirit will deal with their heart, prepare their heart, and also prepare your heart that the words that will come out of your mouth at those right times will be God's words and not yours. Because you don't want to mess things like that up, and so you want to be there for that person through thick and thin, and you have to take that philosophy that you can agree to disagree agreeably, because if you're friends with a Muslim, you're not going to believe that Muhammad's a prophet, and if they're friends with you, they're not going to believe that Yeshua is divine. So you have to agree to disagree and stay away from those points of contention unless you can approach it in a civil agree to disagree type of manner, and stick with the commonalities, the things that you believe. Hey, we all come from Abraham. Hey, we both like hunting, or we both like NASCAR, or we both like shoes or purses or whatever. You stick with the commonalities and you build your friendship on that and mutual trust and mutual understanding, and you just open yourself up to those things, and you just pray that God will guide that relationship. Take Yeshua's example of the woman at the well. She was a Samaritan, and he didn't just come by saying, well, hey, I got this living water, but before you can drink of it, let me tell you a few things. You've got this, and this wrong, and you're going to go to hell. No, he let her do the talking. And he let her bring up the subject of religion, of faith, and he was able to correct her when she brought those things up. So we need to take Yeshua's example. I truly believe you can be friends with people of other religions and other faiths and other cultures and other nationalities without making it the sole goal and sole purpose and the whole sole foundation of that relationship to be based on missions or evangelism. Maybe that will come, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, let God do his work. Don't try to be the Holy Spirit for God. Don't try to do God's work. You just live the way you know how to live, according to the Torah and the footsteps of Messiah, and those things will come. Don't force it. Don't cram it down people's throat, because you know what? The golden rule applies here. You wouldn't want a Muslim or a Christian or somebody of another religion to be your friend for the sole purpose of them trying to win you over. So don't be doing it to anybody else. You see? And if it opens up to that and it comes along to that and the opportunity presents itself, well then Baruch Hashem, then that's great. Then you do that, then you go with it. But don't let that be the whole, basis of your friendship. Again, running out of time here. So thanks for watching. Thanks for all your prayers, your supports, and your comments. And we'll talk to you guys later. Shalom and Shavua Tov.